the dress.
This is now officially, I think, in this room, this is the busiest panel we've had all weekend. First Armageddon in Sydney? Yeah. Good, glad I like to hear that. Makes all the work worthwhile and makes us go, you know what, maybe we'll come back. So, well, just stuff me from stuffing around. We'll introduce the guys that you're here to see, the guys from RoosterTeeth, who make, of course, Red versus Blue.
Halo. Strong sack. Oh, you're a bit hard. Nom 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 nom. Do it. No, you've done it. He's got rum in his hand.
You guys still see this?
We're just gonna eat lunch.
Yeah. Let's go. Does anybody want a French fry?
Yeah. We should be done in like 30 minutes, so.
Yeah.
I just made the max hungry.
That's like the nerds equivalent to guitar picks.
Like it's a French fry, touched by Matt
Those are
Hullum.
like best questions to get free breakfast.
That's right. You gotta work for your food.
Rum.
No.
Alright, how's everybody doing?
Awesome.
Well, thanks for coming down. We haven't been to Australia in a while, so we were super excited to be here, and you guys have been unbelievable. We were just flabbergasted by the turnout and how cool everybody has been and how appreciative, and we met so many people who have been watching the show since it started. And I heard one guy earlier tell me he was on our original PHPBB forums, back in, what was that, 2003?
94.
94. So there were two dudes that were into drunk gamers.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
You know, that was actually everyone who was into drunk gamers.
Yeah, those dudes
worldwide.
Total.
So anyway, we don't have anything in particular planned for this get together. We just want to hear what you guys have to say, and feel free to ask questions. We'll just go first come, first serve, or Aussie rules, or whatever the right way to do it is. You can rugby punch your neighbor if he's trying to ask a question before you.
I don't think it's called a rugby punch.
You can koala kick your neighbor. or platypus choke. I don't know. I don't know the slang terms, I'm sorry. Let's just open it up for questions. Who's got a question? Yeah.
Have you fought a pie or eaten a kangaroo yet?
Have we fought a pie or eaten a kangaroo yet?
I've got a pie I'm about to fight in this bag. I haven't seen any kangaroos jumping around that I could just.
People don't really eat kangaroos, do they?
Yeah.
Something.
That was like a disturbingly in unison answer.
Is it like a
celebrating for kangaroos right this instant?
Or it's like a country requirement. You must eat like 4 pounds of kangaroos.
I think so.
We ate like a
Very lame.
Really?
Very lame. It's high protein. It's very, very good.
We brought our kids. Jeff and I have kids, and we not together because that we each individually from one another have children, and we brought our kids to Australia because we were told that kangaroos were babysitters here. That you just right on the
couch and you go get drunk.
And that works. Is that not true?
What we're getting at is those kangaroos took off 3 days ago, and I don't know where our kids are.
Next question.
Yeah, let's do that. How? Yeah.
Almost funny to say that's happening to guys while.
Did you not hear the kangaroo story? What is the funniest thing that's happened in Australia or to us ever in our lives? In Sydney. Geoff, you've been here longer, so you must have funny stories.
I can't think of anything specifically funny that's happened to me, but Griffin, my wife, went on a ghost tour the other night in Sydney, and where they make the people in the ghost tour have props, and so she had to walk around downtown Sydney with a noose around her neck, and I just got heckled everywhere she went. And so she paid like $40 to get made fun of for 2 hours by every drunken dude in the bar. It's actually how we met, so it's nice.
How long?
What gave you guys the idea to start doing like a whole show and site together?
What gave us the idea to do Red versus Blue?
Yeah.
Something like this, probably.
Guys, that's a That's a good question. We used to do a website called drunkgamers.com. It was how we were going to get rich and famous. Was we were going to get drunk and play video games. And somehow girls would sleep with us and we would get money. And that didn't work at all.
No, it was like
over 1,000.
Yeah.
But in the process of that, we used to make like video game walkthroughs and guides on how to like play Halo and stuff. And one day Bernie was the only one that could afford a computer with a capture station, so he would do that stuff. And one day he was like, you know, if I crop out the gun and like the HUD display, it kind of looks like a movie. And Gus and I were like, shut up. He goes, no, here, just say some lines. And so we did, and we made episode 1. And
The rest is history.
still no girls, but
Right here in front.
How did you guys get away with letting Microsoft and Bungie do what you do?
Okay, first of all, don't tell them.
I feel like I already know.
No, how do we get away with, what a way to phrase that question. How do we get away with making Red vs. Blue with Microsoft and Bungie? And the truth is that we weren't, we didn't start doing it for profit or money or anything like that. We had no, kind of belief that it was going to be popular or that everybody was going to see it other than us.
Pretty much just trying to make each other laugh.
Yeah.
Like,
Which kind of worked.
Kind of.
I was like,
Yeah. And we put out episode 1, and then we put out episode 2, I guess.
Episode 2 was the one that started me.
Yeah, that was the one that started Matt. So he takes all the credit.
That's right.
And I was Gus and Bernie and I used to work at a tech support company, and I was just sitting at work one day, not working, and I was just like watching the hit counter on the website, seeing like where IPs were coming from, and one came in from Microsoft, and I thought, that's I don't know what to think about that. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Microsoft's got 90,000 employees, no big deal. And then another one came in from Microsoft, and then another one, and then 400 came in from Microsoft. And I literally went to Bernie and I go, you gotta look at this. And Bernie goes, oh fuck. I go, yeah, it was on Friday. And I was like, I think they know about us now. And like an hour later, the phone rang, and it was like, hey, this is some dude from Microsoft. We gotta talk. And we were like,
That's how he introduced himself too.
This is something
random. Like, this is some dude from
like,
Microsoft.
hey, this is Geoff from Microsoft. And we want to talk to you guys on Monday. Let's set up a conference call. And Bernie and I were like, all right, so we empty out our bank accounts, we just go to Mexico, right? Never look back. Fuck it. And but no, they called us on Monday and they said that they liked what we were doing and they wanted to help us continue to do it. And they did. Yeah. They were very, they get a lot of flack. Talks about how like horrible and corporate Microsoft is, but they have been fantastic since they worked with us.
Yeah.
We couldn't have done it without them. So, and of course Bungie is the developer that cares the most about their community than the other video game developer.
Yeah.
And they're just fantastic.
That's for sure.
Way in the back there?
What's your tips for aspiring filmmakers and how do you get the money for your equipment?
What tips for aspiring filmmakers? Is that what you said?
How do you get the money for your equipment?
How do you get the money for equipment? Just don't buy too many meat pies.
Yeah.
That's a lesson we're trying to learn.
You should sell kangaroo meat on the side. I hear it's high in protein. Well, it's really not that expensive to make Red vs. Blue, at least not initially. We already had a computer that had a capture device on it, because Bernie and Matt had made a film in college together. And then it was just 2 Xboxes, and we had those because we were gamers. And so then we needed some editing software. I think Bernie probably had a student license of Premiere or something because he had gone to college for filmmaking.
Yeah.
And well, he'd gone to college not for filmmaking. And so the setup costs were like $600 or $700 back in the early days. And then we continued to have the money to buy equipment because you guys gave it to us.
Thank you.
Yeah. As far as tips, you're a filmmaker, I'm not.
Well, you have many films of your own in terms of achievement hunter.
I see.
And tips for aspiring filmmakers, I'd say the most important thing is just to keep doing it. I think there's a lot of times you can get held back by like, this isn't exactly right, or I need more of this, or whatever. It's like, just do it, and you'll learn, you'll grow, and you'll develop new skills over time as you go on. If you look at season 1 of Red vs. Blue compared to season 8, it's a pretty huge leap.
You want to just punch us in the face.
Exactly. And the key is just like, just go for it. Just do it.
Yeah, I think Robert Rodriguez, the filmmaker, actually from Austin, has a really, well, I guess from San Antonio, but he has a really good quote that he said, every filmmaker has about 50 bad films in them, and the faster you get those out of your system, the better off everyone will be. And I think that's dead on. Yeah. Just keep doing it constantly, and you'll get better.
Well, orange shirt, purple shirt.
Just a quick question. How have you been surviving with just the one shirt on the body?
Actually, last night I ordered from room service, and it was like salad with prawn was the thing. And I thought prawn meant like meat, like it was plural, but it was literally just one fucking prawn. It's like, I'm not gonna eat the head of this thing. I'm like, you know, it's like just one little thing. I was starving. So thanks, Australia.
How about you, sir?
Is this going to be a continuous thing, like you come out every year and do this, or is this going to be like once every 3 years?
Gosh.
They're coming to Sydney, you mean?
Yeah, just like anywhere, like, because you said on the podcast, like, oh, you know, we need to branch out and go to Europe and go to other places.
We used to do about 20 of these a year, and they really started to hamper production. They got to the point where we were gone so much we weren't actually in Austin and able to make Red vs. Blue, and that got to be very tiring. So we stopped cold turkey for a couple of years, and we decided this year that we wanted to get back out there again and start meeting people, guys like you again. And now we have a big enough staff, I think, that we can leave, and the whole company doesn't shut down. Yeah. So I think you'll see us at least probably once a year from here on out, I would hope. Woo! We're talking about clap now.
Yeah, you'll get sick of us.
Yeah.
You'll be asking to crash on your sofa, you know.
You're trying to
have any more Thunderbird
wrong. But I think we talked about going to Melbourne in October, and we're definitely going to Auckland in October as well, so we'll be around.
Thank you. This is not shape.
Oh, yeah?
So what made you guys decide to branch out and things like the drum tank and the RoosterTeeth shorts?
What made us decide to branch out with drum tank and the RoosterTeeth shorts? Well, I think that, like Geoff said, we started from a filmmaking background, and you know we're interested in a lot of stuff, video games and just all kind of pop culture stuff, and so it was just a natural outlet. You know, we love Red vs. Blue, and we'll make it as long as you guys want us to make it, basically. But we want to do other things too, and so doing the shorts, doing Achievement Hunter, doing drum tank, it's been really fun for us because we get to express ourselves in different ways, and we love it when you guys, give us your feedback on that kind of stuff too. That's really inspiring for us, and really helps us know, like, what people are responding to, and what else you guys want to see. So, thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. You, sir. The question was, are we going to keep doing immersion? Immersion is something that if you guys don't know it, it's kind of like Mythbusters. Do you guys have that here, Mythbusters? Yeah. It's like Mythbusters with video games. It was probably the thing that we've all had the most fun doing.
Yeah.
But the problem is they're trying to find something in a video game to then reenact in real life. There aren't that many kinds of video games, and there aren't that many ideas out there that are worth doing and exploring. And so we found the 7 that works really well. We've got a couple others that we might do down the road, but I really don't know. You'll probably see at least one more at some point.
We'd love to keep doing them. They're very, very difficult to produce.
Yeah.
Last time we were out there with Geoff shooting live ammunition.
Yeah, you don't want me shooting a shot.
Yeah, he's usually drunk, so that's not really a good idea. So it's, things like that we want to live past a ripe old age, so,
Yeah, technically they are pretty difficult to put on, and expensive. I mean, when you watch an episode of Immersion, for instance, you see Bernie and Griffin, and then probably Gus and I, and then behind the scenes, there's probably 15 people running lights and holding boom lights and coordinating, and it's kind of an undertaking to produce for sure.
How did you spot that line yesterday?
I'm not sure that we did. That was a pretty crazy line yesterday. Yeah. I don't know. We were definitely taken aback by it. Purple shirt, sorry.
Yeah. 2 questions. Are we ever going to see the schedule?
The movie, the schedule?
Yeah.
The schedule?
Sorry for the pronunciation.
I don't know. I mean, that was for those who don't know, the schedule was a movie